Welcome to our short overview of what Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County had to say about our BOSS 811 solution. The following excerpts are from a recent BOSS 811 webinar by MAWC. Anthony Pologruto speaks on how they improved efficiency and compliance with BOSS 811 one-call ticket management.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, my name is Anthony Pologruto. I'm the GIS Analyst for the Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County. I figured we'd start off by having a brief introduction of who I am. Since you can't see me, that is not a work vehicle. That is actually a off-roading class that I had taken a few years back. So I've been the GIS Analyst here since August of 2016. Before that, I was the Director of the GIS Department for our Westmoreland County Courthouse. At MAWC, I sit inside the Engineering Department, and we started using BOSS 811 when we became customers in October 2018. Let's talk about the Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County. We serve drinking water to over 120,000 customers. We also have 25,000 wastewater customers. Our 3 water treatment plants produce 70 million gallons a day. We have 10 wastewater treatment plants. And together, we have 2,400 miles of water lines and 500 miles of wastewater lines. And all those assets, like yours, are underground and hard to get a map of. And hard to figure out where the dig box is for our one-call locators to go out and find. So we have 6 full-time one-call locators, and we use fill-ins as necessary, and we operate 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So prior to BOSS 811, the workflow was largely paper-based maps and faxes that came in from the one-call center. The problem with paper maps or even PDFs, which started to come into favor probably a few months before I started here, was that they're out of date as soon as they're created. The paper maps, there was no easy way to get a base map with aerial photos on it. And all those 811 tickets were coming in via fax. So they had handed off to the guys, and it was a large time suck to even just tell the guys where they were going that day. And whenever an emergency comes in, we have to respond to it as practicable, which our goal is to respond within 3 hours. So if an emergency comes in, the locator's plans go right out the window. We did a Google search for 811 software, and as you can see to the right there, BOSS 811 is the very first result out of 74.3 million. Good job, Bishop. So now I'd like to go over some of the BOSS 811 features and how MAWC uses them for compliance and efficiency. So those GIS layers that we have sitting on our GIS server can load directly into BOSS 811. It's a very simple process. And it makes it so the map that BOSS 811 shows always has your up-to-date GIS data behind it. You can also do KMZ and KML files, which are static, but still it's an even simpler solution than setting up a GIS server. The routing engine is amazingly powerful. We can assign tickets based on ticket info or type. So all design tickets go to our clerk, April. We can tag tickets using rules. So I can tag MAWC excavation tickets. We can have pop-up notifications on our users' desktops to let them know when they have an emergency ticket come in. I can assign tickets based on the day and time. So if it's a holiday or after business hours, it can go to our fill-in group or our after-hours group, who only responds to emergency tickets. And at any time, I can turn those rules on and off manually if we need to tweak something, or if another rule comes on that's only temporary. You can also auto-close with the routing software, which is a very powerful tool also. This is a good point to compare what we were doing before and what BOSS is capable of. So on the left is our paper maps, which is what everybody insisted on carrying out in the field, or PDFs of them. So it's colorful, and someone did go through and highlight different pressure zones. But check out on the right there where the actual dig box is on the ticket. BOSS 811 is phenomenal that it can actually show where the excavation will take place. So our locators can use that and say, oh, that's nowhere near our lines, or yes, I do need to investigate that. And you can also see our GIS layers are added right on top of that map. Every orange dot is a customer of ours, which was a very large mapping project. All the blue lines are our water lines, and I turned off wastewater lines just to make it a little bit more clean. So putting this all to use on an emergency ticket, all of our tickets are assigned to one of those 6 locators based upon their specific areas. And whenever an emergency ticket arrives outside of our locator hours, which is ends at 2 p.m., the ticket gets tagged with a routing rule as being after hours, and it's reassigned to the emergency dispatch group. The emergency dispatch group manually reassigns to the after hours foreman based upon their availability. I originally wanted to route that to automatically go to whatever foreman was working, but because of vacation schedules and things like that, I just kept it simple and had it go to our dispatcher, which was going to need to call the foreman anyway. It's responded to by the foreman as practicable, and they have to attach photos of the markings. We're able to close a large number of tickets per day. We're able to see all the markings and have them stored for 7 years so we can use them should we need to. And the problem's been solved. So since October, MAWC has closed over 9,000 tickets with BOSS 811, and each one of them is searchable and viewable by our management staff instantly. Those event logs eliminated bottlenecks and allowed for retraining. We can see if a ticket has attachments with that little paperclip icon while the staff's still in the field. So if they didn't do it right and we happen to be monitoring them, we can send them back and have the photo taken. Being able to track our own excavation with some routing rules was really handy, and we actually compare BOSS 811 to another work order management system just to see if they entered all their work in that other work order management system. What's really cool is we've now brought our dig boxes over into our GIS server, and whenever you click on them in the GIS server, it opens up the BOSS 811 ticket. And BOSS 811 has really simplified a very overly complicated workflow. The legacy 811 software that I was talking about, Vishu actually brought over all of their tickets that have built up over 3 years. So now all of those tickets and all of those attachments are searchable within BOSS 811, which is a fantastic project. And BOSS 811 has really set the bar for what all software is now compared to at MAWC. It's the litmus test, the BOSS 811 test. First part there, did I have any difficulty selling to management? No, not at all. Because if you remember the legacy system that we were using, so to check their work was impossible. We had to basically get one of them in here, sign on the computer, and look at it, or go through the one called Ticket Center, which was even clunkier. Some difficulties in setting it up. I would say the locators, of course, had their set ways, and it was hard to convince them that it was for the better. But once they were able to see it in action, they really did. It's been very good. The fact that they can now see their attachments enterprise-wide. So whenever I train them, I usually have them log in on their laptop and with their mobile device. They're able to see that on their laptop, and they understand that we can also see that also. So they're impressed with it, and also it kind of hints that that it works and that we're able to monitor it.
For that, just a little bit more?
Absolutely. The film locators tend to be newer hires who've completed training with our one call center, and they're a very mobile-friendly group. And as I was introducing them to us, they were downloading it onto their personal cell phones and the app and logging in, and they were set within 20 minutes of just showing them what the buttons are.
To watch the full webinar recording, click the button below. To find out more about BOSS Solutions, visit our website at boss-solutions.com.